Angels were created on the fourth day based on how the word stars are used in contrast to the word lights. The word stars verse 16 would be unnecessarily repeating the word lights in verse 14 using two different words. It uses the word lights or luminary and then the word stars, because a second meaning is being implied in the latter word stars, which also has a secondary meaning in Hebrew. So we can assume stars are meant as angels based on the Strong's definition and the wording of the verse. 14 And God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night. And let them be for signs, and for seasons, and for days, and years." 15 And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and it was so. 16 And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. Kokab, star. Original word. Part of speech, noun masculine. Transliteration, kaukab. Pronunciation, kokob. Phonetic spelling, kokob. Definition, star. Meaning, a star, a prince. Word origin, derived from an unused root meaning to heap up or roll together. Corresponding Greek, Hebrew entries, G792, star. G798, astrape, lightning, brightness, radiance. Usage, the Hebrew word, kokab, refers to a star or celestial body. In the biblical context, it is often used to describe the physical stars in the sky, as well as metaphorically to represent angels or significant figures. The term can also symbolize guidance, divine creation, and the vastness of God's universe. The cornerstone probably refers to mankind. Based on the sentence "the morning stars are some of God" translated as angels in some verses, sang together and shouted for joy when the cornerstone was laid rather than when the foundations thereof were fastened. Where wast thou when I laid the foundations of the earth? Declare, if thou hast understanding. 5 Who hath laid the measures thereof, if thou knowest? Or who hath stretched the line upon it? 6 Whereupon are the foundations thereof fastened? Or who laid the cornerstone thereof? 7 When the morning stars sang together, and all the sons of God shouted for joy. The Hebrew word, pinna, primarily refers to a corner, or cornerstone. It is used metaphorically to denote strength, leadership, or a chief figure, often in the context of construction or architecture. In biblical literature, it can symbolize a foundational or pivotal element, such as a cornerstone in a building, which is essential for the structure's stability and integrity. The Spirit laid the measures and stretched the line and fastened the foundations. The stars or angels sang together when the cornerstone of the earth was laid, meaning mankind. 26 And God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth." 27 So God created man in his own image, in the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. 28 And God blessed them, and God said unto them, Be fruitful, and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. 29 And God said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree, in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat. 30 And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat, and it was so. 31 And God saw everything that he had made, and, behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. As for the word God being plural, it stands not for the Trinity which is one, but it stands for God's heavenly court which he created consisting of angels. When they use the word God back then they are referring to the kingdom. When it's written Lord God, that's the Trinity on the Lord of the heavenly host. I am what I am is another term for what existed alone before creation. The oneness of God explained as a Trinity, one omniscient mind eternally begetting his omnipotent word from his omnipotent body, which is a spirit stated in John 4:24. These are three aspects of the same being, and hypostasis is defined as substance, essence, or underlying reality. The term personas is a Latin corruption. It's not three persons but three realities or aspects of one being that are always present together. The mind is always with the Spirit and Word, and the Spirit is always with the Word and mind, and the Word is always with the mind and body, which is described as a spirit in John 4:24. Strong's Lexicon 3068, and also look at Strong's number 3069 for God in capital letters. YHVH, Lord, often rendered in all capital letters in English translations to distinguish it from other titles. Original word. Part of speech, proper name. Transliteration, Jehovah. Pronunciation, Yahveh or Yahweh. Phonetic spelling, Yehovah. Definition, Lord, often rendered in all capital letters in English translations to distinguish it from other titles. Meaning, Jehovah. Word origin, derived from the Hebrew verb haya, meaning, to be, or, to exist. Corresponding Greek, Hebrew entries, Exodus 3:15 BSB. God also told Moses, say to the Israelites, the Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, has sent me to you. This is my name forever, and this is how I am to be remembered in every generation. Deuteronomy 6:4 BSB. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Psalm 23:1 BSB. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. Isaiah 42:8 BSB. I am the Lord. That is my name. I will not yield my glory to another or my praise to idols. 3068 Lord is used from Genesis 2 and 3069 God is used from Genesis 15. It's different than Lord, which means master. Ball Strong's #1167. Or God, which means plural. Strong's number 430 Elohim. Notice how Baal worship was a type of Antichrist or instead of God. The words Baal and Elohim in the Bible just mean master of the heavenly court when translated Lord God. Which is Lord or God when translated in all capitals in the KJV. In the KJV, when you see Lord it means master. When you see God it means heavenly court of the master. When you see Lord God it means master of the heavenly court. And anytime you see Lord or God in all capitals it means the I am or the master of the court, defined as the Trinity, which is the oneness of God defined in Deuteronomy 6:4. It took the two natures of Christ and the Trinity Dogma to make sense out of the different verses that say Jesus and God are one, and at the same time He's the Father of Jesus and the Word is at the same time God. When you see God or Lord at all in the New Testament, our minds should go right to the leader of the heavenly court, to the only being or substance without a creation point that is above creation and the Father of it. No angels or court exist with Him before creation, and all was created except God. Heaven and the heavenly court of course is in creation and is limited to creation. The only being or substance not limited to creation is God, whose oneness is described as the Trinity Dogma, as I just described it earlier. Any other definition is probably heresy one way or another, crossing into modalism, subordination, or tritheism. The way I described it doesn't fall into any of those heresies. The energy's essence distinction identifies what God is outside of creation. His uncreated essence and His uncreated energies, the action of His essence or the movement of His essence outside of creation. From His uncreated energies comes His created energies. And the created energies of God describe God within creation. He is the Father of all creation but not of Himself, as one mind eternally begetting His all-powerful Word through His omnipresent body, which is described as a spirit, both in and out of creation. Think of creation as a bandwidth or a spectrum of the energies of God. Outside that spectrum of bandwidth is the uncreated energies and essence that creation can't fathom except through eternity or through the created spectrum. This is how God is the same inside and outside of creation, while at the same time not being in creation, or being subjected to what happens in creation, and not dependent on anything in creation in order to be defined.